Hello, this is the Tradesight U.S. Stocks and Futures Market Preview for Tuesday, the 24th of November, 2015. And basically, in all honesty, the rest of the week, there will be no more market previews. As we have the Thanksgiving holiday, I'll walk you through what that means and looks like here today. So I would like to wish everybody in advance a happy Thanksgiving. Hope you have a great time with your families. Be safe if you're traveling, especially. And now let's take a look at the markets. Here's a look at the ES front month futures contract daily chart. This is basically the S&P in its most technical form. And you can see that we didn't do anything at all on Monday, which doesn't bode well for the rest of the week. Came into the week expecting Monday, first day of a new option cycle. Okay, but nothing special. We did have some nice winners today, enough of them to keep us green. Nothing really ran super far though. Then Tuesday hopefully would be the better trading day. Now there is a concern about that now because the volume was so light on today. It was only about 1.5 billion shares to the close on the Nasdaq. That's very, very, very light. So, we're going to need a 1.8 or 1.9 billion share day to have Tuesday be interesting. That's unfortunate if it doesn't happen because this is usually a great trading day. Tuesday of Thanksgiving week has always been a great trading day. So if it's a light volume session and we don't get that, it is what it is. We'll talk about some of the data coming out. The Wednesday is not going to be interesting. Usually it's the first hour, hour and a half. There's a lot of data coming out Wednesday. I'll go through that again here in a moment. But everybody starts to leave. It's one of the busiest travel days of the year, if not the busiest, and people need to get on the road. So everybody leaves after that. We don't like to trade light volume markets. It's just a dangerous thing. You shouldn't do it. So there will be no actual trade calls in the report for Wednesday. We may make some intraday calls from the Twitter feed in the morning if there's anything to be done, if something presents itself. Again, a lot of data coming out, so maybe. But Tuesday, we're going to have a full report with stock picks, and we'll be doing it unless we get a bad volume number early. I would like to get something accomplished Tuesday and build on what we've started so far this week. Thursday, obviously, the markets are closed. Friday is a half day. You're welcome to come into our trading lab. We will not be here. Our analysts take off the half day. It's basically a non-event. I will say that about 84% of the time, the markets are up on that Friday, at least a little bit. There's just no sellers around. So just be aware that it tends to be a positive day, even though there's obviously not much happening. All right, so let's take a look at what we got accomplished today. The S&P lost 2 points. That's the cash index right there. The NASDAQ 100 lost 11.5 points. Not much of a session there. SOX lost 8. The biotechs gained 25.63. And even that's not much of a move for the biotechs. The VIX was up 15 cents to $15.82. Sorry, $15.62. The trend closed at 1.34. That's a decent close. Brings the 10-day moving average up to 1.18, which is not a reading that helps us with anything at all. You can see volume 1.5 billion shares. Remember, we had a light volume day last week, and then Friday or 2 weeks ago, that was just super light. We just were lower than that today. So that's what's disappointing about this week is that typically, even if we go back to last November, you can see Thanksgiving, the low mark here in November, that's that Friday, that's the half day, right? And then Wednesday was the day, you only got about 1.25 billion shares, you can see there. But Tuesday was about 1.4 and Monday was even higher, almost 1.8. So to get only 1.5 on Monday does not bode well for the rest of the week. Just keep that in mind. Been a strange year from that perspective. Advanced decliners on the NASDAQ plus 319, on the New York plus 124. Google closed basically flat, down 30 cents. That's flat for Google. Apple down $1.55. Amazon, again, up $10.54, just continues to chug along. Netflix getting close to that breakout we've been looking at. And crude oil up 7 cents to 41.97.50. Not anything very exciting. So let's look at what happened intraday here real quick in the futures. We're going to go to 5-minute candles on the chart here. And you can see, basically a flat opening. Wiggled around for the first 30 minutes, tried to shoot up. That covered most of the range until the afternoon. Then we did break the lows for a minute and then came back up to close almost even for the day. By the way, you'll notice that on that move down, what we did is we filled the gap up from Friday morning that had not filled on Friday. Remember, 80% of gaps fill the same day, 95% of them fill within a week. So when we didn't fill that gap on Friday, start heading lower here on Monday, good chance you're going to get down there and exactly filled that gap and bounced right off of it. So it's just the market fulfilling some of the technical requirements it needs to do, not really any real trading going on there. I'll take a look at the NASDAQ side, which closed down a little bit more. Same thing, filled the gap from Friday. All right, so what is the economic data that we have to look at for the next few days still? And it's all getting packed in to a couple days because of the holiday. So we need to be aware of that. And basically, we're starting out on Tuesday with the second look at GDP. That's an hour before the bell for the third quarter. Not a big deal. It's not as huge as the first look that we got last month. The Case-Shiller Housing Price Index at 9 a.m. Eastern, 30 minutes before the market. Consumer confidence expected at 99.6, 30 minutes into the market. So those are the types of things that will get the market moving tomorrow. Wednesday, a lot of data. MBA mortgage index at 7 a.m. Continuing and initial jobless claims, that's the weekly number. Personal income and spending, PCE prices, durable orders. Those are all an hour before the bell. The FHFA housing price index, 30 minutes before the bell. Michigan sentiment, new home sales, 30 minutes into the market. Crude oil inventories, that's the weekly number on Wednesday as usual at 10:30 a.m., an hour into the market. And then they're putting natty gas weekly inventories, which usually comes out on Thursday, coming out at noon Eastern time on Wednesday because the markets are closed Thursday. So a lot of data, but again, it's probably going to be all about that first hour or so on Wednesday. So let's not get ourselves hurt. This is not a time to lose money in the markets when it's light volume like this. If you get some clean triggers like we had today and you can manage them appropriately, that's great. But other than that, don't kill yourself. It's a holiday week. It is what it is. By the way, a little note for Monday, and I will be doing, obviously, a preview over the weekend for next week, but Monday is the last day of November. So even though we come back from the holiday, I don't know what the weather's going to be like yet back east. Sometimes if it's snowing, that affects travel, and that keeps the market slow anyways. But Monday being the last day of November also will slow things down. So if there's going to be a pickup, it starts next Tuesday. Charts as usual brought to you by eSignal. If you have not taken a trial of our services, feel free to do so. We do have a Black Friday special offer right now on our 6-month mentoring programs. Not only are they almost $400 off, but you get a 7th month of mentoring and trade calls and everything else to go with. We've not done this offer before. This is a one-time only deal through this Sunday. So ask about it if you did not see the newsletter that went out. And have a great holiday. Thanks from Tradesight.